provide you with the first Wheaties box with the Owatonna Indian St. Patrick.
As we came over the hill, coming out of Faribault, and met all the cars, and of course all the flashing lights, the sheriff's department was there. You know, I started to just think, are they going to arrest me? I've hugged so many cheerleaders lately, I said, good, it's over there.
Yes, I'd like to thank a lot of people today, too. First of all, these guys right here, the greatest team, best in the state, #1.
Yes, it was quite a day in Owatonna, but nothing like last night in St. Paul. What a game. The Indians fought back from a 14-point third-quarter deficit to win in OT. If you missed it, let's pick it up in the fourth quarter. 40-38 in favor of the Falcons. Mark Randall puts up the air ball, but no fear. Chad Colander is there to follow. We are tied at 40. It goes into overtime. It's 41-40 Robbinsdale. Mike Broik had a great game. The feed here to Matt Holland. Holland hits it, and the Indians have their first lead since forever. But it wouldn't last for long, because watch Mike Jengala. He will answer from 14 feet out to give the Falcons a 1-point lead, and it's 43-42. But now the play of the game. The sophomore, Mark Randall, in the land of the trees, gets it to fall, and Owatonna takes the lead for good, 44-43. After a timeout, still 1-point game. They throw it away. Owatonna comes up with it. Randall has it. He is fouled. He will make 1 of 2 free throws. And Len Olson is saying, hey, 4 more seconds, guys. Play some D. We have a 2-point lead. Jason Johnson puts up the three-pointer to win it. A little too hard, Jason. They're celebrating in Owatonna their first state title ever. A 45-43 overtime win. What a weekend and what a game for Owatonna. There's the final. They beat Robbinsdale Armstrong by a bucket. The Indians are the state champs.
Coming up over the hill here, and all of these cars are going to be getting behind the bus, and you'll see quite a parade of orange smoking and celebrants and pom-poms as we run down to Owatonna. We're coming right down the freeway to Hoffman Drive. We'll come around Hoffman Drive to North Street, and then down North Cedar, south around the park, over to Main Street, and then up.
who have done such a tremendous job, not only in the state tournament, but throughout the entire year. So let's ask Mr. Jim Saline to come forward.
On behalf of the pep band, thank you for that nice round of applause. We do appreciate it.
We in the pep band take our job very seriously, and seriously to the point of we consider every time we play for the people a performance, be it a concert with our concert band, our jazz ensemble, our marching band, or our pep band, a solo or an ensemble. We take each time we go out before the public very seriously, and we've had a ball the last couple of weeks playing for the boys basketball team, and obviously the success of the past weekend. So we've had fun. We have fun doing it, and we take each performance very seriously. Sometimes people say, gee, Colleen, you don't look like you're enjoying yourself. I tell my band, if I'm standing out in front of you directing, we have a problem. If I go and sit down, you're doing good. I love to sit down. We have 36 people in our pep band, and it's a voluntary group. We give a letter for participation in pep band, not for participating, but for performing, for making a tremendous commitment of time and energy. And I'd like to have you meet these people. I'll just run down the list of the names, and you're going to recognize some, you're going to not recognize some, but if you would hold your applause until we finish the entire list, please. Elaine Hayes, Kayla Loken, Brenda Oldenburg, Jenny Glufka, Lori McKee, that's our clarinet section. Piccolos, Denise Christensen, Anita Stockwell, Nikki Jensen. Alto saxes, Amy Reinecke, she was very loud yesterday. John Bang. Tenors, Drew Disher and Paul Keller. Horns, Jeff Overly, Sarah Keeker, Barb Bailey, and Maureen Holt. You look at people and say, gee, who is that person? Mind goes blank. Baritone, Mark McGarrett. Trombones, Josh Cook, Nathan Falk. Trumpets, Jenny Spindler, Jamie Valdivia, Chad Faldesack, Steve Schrock, Greg Knudsen, Peg Blackbird, Mike Strom. Barry sax, Brad Conley, part-time bass drummer. Tubas, Carl Knudsen, Kurt Frendel. Percussion, Joe Sikora, Keith Prestgard, John Parrish, Matt Jessup, John Kuhn. Bass, trombone, Randy Sikora. Keyboard, Kelly Ringhofer. We already mentioned Jeff, didn't we? But he does double on guitar also. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a group that I'm very proud of. We've had a lot of fun. Pep band, thank you. Is that the pep band plays a real integral part of our total basketball program. Our guys are out on the court playing very hard. Our cheerleaders are on the sideline and on the court working very hard. And our pep band, I think, is generating some enthusiasm among the fans. One of the people from one of the radio stations, not from Owatonna, came up last night to compliment us on what we use as a little different approach. Drew Disher, tenor sax player playing Swing Street, is one of those examples of something a little bit different than what the normal pep band will do. Drew and Swing Street.
Good on the radio. Good on the radio.
We're really not sure of what's going to take place here today, but there's one thing we're sure of. We have the best darn basketball team in the state. You got to see this. This is the edition of the Star Tribune that came to our house this morning. It said something about Armstrong looks strong. I think they have some problems trying to get it right. And our send-off pet. Early on Wednesday, we have a great team of coaches, we have great cheerleaders, we have a great student body, we have great fans, and here it is, number one. It's great to see all of you here. OHS Pride is here, and we're very happy about that, and all of you are to be commended. I'd like to ask Bruce Jensen, who will be doing the emceeing here today, and I think it will go on as we planned it. Anyway, here's Bruce.
High school boys basketball team. And what a victory not only for Owatonna basketball, but for the city of Owatonna, for the Big Nine Conference, Region 1 AA, Southern Minnesota, and outstate Minnesota.
Gutty performance by you guys, and a super job. Congratulations.
39 years since I came to Owatonna to work a winter job. In that nearly 4 decades, I've always been proud to say I was an Owatonna. There have been many times when I've been very proud to be an Owatonna, but never more so than the last 2 or 3 hours of March 18, 1989. And right now. I'm proud of you young men and that gut check you held last night in the 3rd quarter and found out you had what it takes. You'll never, ever fear anything again. We all share your pride in that trophy, and everyone in this room and in this city shares pride in that championship and that sportsmanship banner that you received last night. We're proud of our team, we're proud of our cheerleaders, our band, our fans, our student body. We all know it was nice to see it in the lights last night at the St. Paul Civic Center that Owatonna is number 1.
Next, I'm going to bring up somebody that was very instrumental in the victory for Owatonna, namely in keeping the guys in line throughout the state tournament, roaming the halls of the hotel and also, of course, at the Civic Center as well, up and down the aisle, making sure that everybody was behaving. The guy had so much confidence in the team winning that he wasn't concerned whether Owatonna was going to win the championship. He was just afraid somebody was going to blow that sportsmanship banner. Owatonna High School Athletic Director and Assistant Principal Jim Herzog.
Outstanding. I spent half the night in the middle of them and about 1,500 other places in that building. It was great. I'd like to do a couple thank yous, and I think they're really in order. Our press coverage and cooperation in getting out information and just covering the games from KRFO, People's Press, and the Owatonna Photo News was absolutely excellent. Our ticket sales and transportation taken care of by Paul Hoganson and Ann Christensen and by Bill and Faye Kotke. I hope you didn't get a lot of things wrecked in your jewelry store. I know they really trampled through there. And to the Owatonna Bus Company that's taking care of the transportation matters. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the fans, and I think there's really something. We're better than anyone else in quantity and quality. The number of fans at the regional was about 4,000 and grew to 6,000 to 7,000 at the state tournament. The record was set at the state tournament for the regional, or for the state AA finals, and there's only one reason for it: Owatonna. Okay, we had some great help from our OHS and OJHS faculty and the chaperoning of the buses and at the game, and Mr. Giga for taking care of the sportsmanship area. And at this time, I'm going to have the cheerleaders come forward and a real
really a coveted award. We got a sportsmanship award at the state tournament. You can't beat that. Cheerleaders have been very, very instrumental in this, as been mentioned before. I'm going to go through a couple other items that are really critical to a basketball program. We'll start out with the parents of these kids, the Park and Rec program, the Owatonna Basketball Association, the OJHS and OHS programs got us to this point, and they're all equally important. The coaches, Goldberg, Meyer, Larson, and Olson, their commitment, the long hours in the preseason work, I'm going to mention a word that is more critical to winning the state championship than anything, and it's instilled in these players and into the program by Coach Len Olson, and that is the word discipline. And the Big Nine Coach of the Year, Len Olson, instilled that heavy-duty discipline. Okay, just a couple more things about the players, and I'm going to be out of here. And I want to mention that at the St. Paul Athletic Club, where we ate our breakfast, and at the hotel, and wherever we went, it was really pleasant to get compliments from the people that served us. They say that's the most disciplined and the best behaved, best mannered gentlemen that they have dealt with. Our people were just great, and our fans were. Okay, one more item of great importance. Our basketball team has a 3.3 grade point average, a B+ average, and that's great. Just think about it. Their academics are very, very tough. Okay, you can watch for these guys and all of our other athletic and co-curricular programs, and they're all in many, many other sports. And remember, support these guys as they go on into their other sports and all of our other kids. And the last thing I've got to say is congratulations, Big Nine champions, Region 1 AA champions, and state champions.
Next, we are going to introduce from the Chamber of Commerce, Ted Ringhoffer.
State champions, but we've got something to work on. We may be out state, but we're not out of the state. We're going to let everybody know where Owatonna is, and they're learning the hard way, some of them. Now, I'll tell you, we're very proud of the men that were up there doing the tournament and winning it and the things that they did for us. You know, it had a lot of effect on the economy, too. There were a lot of buttons sold. a lot of travel up there, and there are a lot of blue items sold in Owatonna. So we know, and the other people know where we're at. One of the things that we look at as we watch our people is how they behave, what they do, how they reflect on Owatonna. And we couldn't be prouder in the job that was done. Now I've got something, somebody always says, what have you got up your sleeve? But I've got something in the bag. And I'll tell you, Owatonna is a community of champions. And Len, would you come forward, please? Present you with the first Wheaties box with the Owatonna Indian State Champion.
Owatonna, you're just outstanding. We certainly want to accept the first box of Wheaties. Thank you.
Well, as I understand, we do have one representative from, at least one representative here. I'm not sure. We may have one more, but from the last state tournament team from Owatonna, from back in 1924, is Bob Adair around here? Bob? This is just like it was back in 1924, isn't it, Bob? As well as you can remember, okay. I have an announcement to pass along here. There will be a souvenir team portrait taken by Jay Lindgren. It'll be available for sale to the public this week. Details will be announced on KRFO and in the People's Press and Photo News in the next few days. And all the proceeds will go towards the promotion of Owatonna basketball. So again, listen for more details. Let's see, what do we got next here? Oh, that's right. Superintendent Dick Fish.
I have some thank yous. All of us connected with the school system really want to thank the people of this community for giving a level of support to these guys, the like of which I've never seen, and I've been here for 24 years. Those of you who are in the Civic Center know that I don't think there was any other community in the state that gave that kind of support to their team. In fact, one of the television commentators last night said that the noise coming from the Owatonna section was going to peel the paint off the rafters. Second big thank you goes to our students who did such a great job of being good sports that they won an award for it. At church this morning, someone said to me, that's like the frosting on the cake. Just to have kids who are recognized to be that good in this state. So a big thank you to them. A great big thank you to this team. Wonderful guys who have given us so many exciting days and so much to be proud of. And for the first time ever brought a basketball championship to Owatonna and made us really number one.
Next, I want to take just a second here to introduce individually to you the gals that have been really spearheading the cheering for Owatonna, getting the Indian fans up on their feet throughout the entire season, through the playoffs, and of course through the state championship game last night. Individually, and boy, I better not blow it now. Dina Maher, Maria Davidson, Monica Davidson, Julie Honeycutt, Cindy Tupi, Jenny Uppers, and Crystal Tufall. When the Big Nine All-Conference team and the Coach of the Year, the Big Nine Award, was announced at the end of the season, Coach Len Olson had one request for me when I had mentioned it on the air, and that was that I mention it as a co-coach of the year. That's just a little bit of indication of the respect that he has for his coaching staff, and in particular for his assistant coach, Brad Larson. Brad, of course, the JV coach as well.
Being a teacher and a coach is quite amazing. I just got to say, been coaching now in Owatonna 13 years, and it's just something you dream about. And it just seemed like a dream all 5 days or 25. I don't know how many weeks you've been doing this. I don't know. It's just been unbelievable. But I just got to run down. I've been with Len now 4 years, and I just got to run down some of the coaches that have been in Owatonna. And that piece of the harbor really belongs to all the coaches that have put all the work through the varsity and the B squad and the 9th grade and the junior high and the OBA and the elementary. I mean, you deserve that. And I can remember Roger Larson I worked with for 10 years. He deserves a piece of that. Kerm Irving was the B squad coach for many, many years, and he deserves a piece of that. Harvey Goldberg over here was a head coach for a few years. He deserves some of that. Vic Ryer, I don't know if he's here, he deserves a piece of that. John Haig, he was way back, and he's retired now, and he deserves a piece of that. And Ken Bai, and Dave Raffey, who passed away a couple weeks ago. But they deserve a piece of that. Last night after the game, it was all sorts of noise and people shaking their hands, and this one lady came down behind the bench, and she said, I'm one of the Armstrong mothers, and I just got to come over here and congratulate your team and your fans. You really deserve that state champ. You're just unbelievable team and unbelievable fans, and that was coming up to a mother of an Armstrong player, and I just sort of hugged her and I said, thanks a lot. Now, what I'm going to say next, my wife's not going to enjoy this, but, you know, being a basketball coach here, you know, there's a lot of time and commitment, and Saturdays and Sundays and Monday through Fridays, and my wife, Kathy, who's sitting over there, she can stand up if she likes. She's been a rather busy 38-year-old lady here lately. She graduated from college. She's been hanging with me here for about, I don't know, 19 years or so as my wife. And when I was out in Connecticut, she went to school for a couple years, and we came to Owatonna, and these 3 boys of mine came along, I'm very proud of. And so she started to put the old education on hold, but this past Friday, she graduated from Mankato State University. I had to miss our game, but we're still in. Anyway, we did watch that game with Stillwater on TV that night, and she enjoyed that. Now, let me just talk about Len Olson a little bit. I know when, 4 years ago, when I met Len at our athletic banquet, you know, I was very impressed with him. He had a nice-looking wife. Sons, and I know that night when Mr. Herzog introduced me to him, I knew right from then we just had the right man for the right job. And I can't say enough good things about him. We do a lot of work together, and I enjoy every minute of it, and I'm just super happy for him. Thank you.
Well, back 4 years ago, Len Olson left his head coaching job at Duluth East and came here to Owatonna. In his first year here at Owatonna, the Indians didn't exactly thrive. I think the record was 3-16 that year. But you could see the start of something as the team really started to build. And with the kids that were coming up through the program, I know that was a factor when he came to town, he looked at that and liked what he saw. But Len has taken this group and molded it, and with the help of his assistant coaches and the rest of the coaches in the OVA, has put together the best team in the state of Minnesota. And I would like to formally present to you now the coach of the Big 9 Conference champion, Region 1AA champion, and Class AA state champion, Owatonna Indians, Len Olson.
I wasn't this nervous last night. As we came over the hill, coming out of Faribault and met all the cars, and of course all the flashing lights, the sheriff's department was there. You know, I started to just think, are they going to arrest me? I've hugged so many cheerleaders lately, they could throw me in jail. It's just been a fantastic week. There's millions of people to thank, but it's just been one of those great weeks. I'd first like to thank the faculty that has put up with us for the last few weeks of not having regular lesson plans, of letting these guys concentrate a little bit on basketball. I'd like to thank the staff and administration. It's just been outstanding, the effort that they have put forward for our basketball team. We've always had a priority list in basketball, and basketball is not number one. The family was always number one. We want them to enjoy their families. Their belief in their religion is always number two. We want them to believe like that. And of course, their academics is number three. And with a 3.27 grade point average sitting right there, they've certainly proven that they do study. And number four is good old basketball. And we've kept it all in perspective all year long. The real driving force behind this entire squad this last week has been, like I call him, Coach Jim Herzog. He's done an outstanding job of lining everything up for us. We never once had to worry about our next meal. We never once had to worry about if the bus was going to be there on time. We never once had to worry about if the motel reservations were ready. Everything was always scheduled for us, and all we had to do is follow his footsteps. And of course, he followed us. We followed him right into the arena last night for the 9 o'clock game. Jim Herzog, give him a standing ovation. He's done a great job. I'd like to thank the cheerleaders. You know, 5 years ago, I wouldn't let a cheerleader near the bus, much less on the bus with our players. Now they're traveling with us every game, and I wouldn't have it any other way. If we could have cheerleaders like this every year, you know, we're going to win a lot of ball games. The adrenaline really starts to flow, I'll tell you that. I would like to personally thank them in front of their fans, in front of Owatonna, and their cheerleader advisor, Kelly Spengler. Thanks a lot. You were a great help at the state tournament. Where's Kelly? Right there. I'd like to thank Mr. Jim Colleen and the outstanding band known as the Station. As the fans got into it, the band got into it, and vice versa. As the band got into it, the fans got into it. And of course, every time that happened, we produced baskets. And so we had a real team effort right there. I'd like to thank Paul Kapler, our trainer. Paul was with us every minute of the state tournament. We didn't have to worry about injuries. We didn't have to worry about helping each other out as far as the medical part was concerned. Paul Kapler, our trainer. Please stand up. I'd like to have these people stand up, our assistant coaching staff, our assistant coaches. At the 7th grade level, Ralph Olson and Rich Windorf. At the 8th grade, remain standing, Ralph. At the 8th grade level, Kurt Goldberg and Tom Murphy. At the 9th grade level, Jerry Escott, Gary Westra. Our B squad coach, Dan Meyer. Our assistant B squad coach, Clive Goldberg. And our junior varsity coach, Brad Larson. Fans, we certainly appreciate what you did for us last night. After the game, I'd have stayed there all night and talked to you if we could have. But as we won the game and we started going out on the floor and we're congratulating the coaches of the opposing team and so forth, I would have much rather walked around the arena and shook your hands, but it didn't work out that way. Every time we turned around, somebody was grabbing onto our arms and asking us for this word, that word, and they sort of led us into some of the questions about, what are you going to do next year? Next year? Who's talking about next year? Let's talk about this year right now. So they were after us last night. Sorry I didn't get to talk to a lot of you, but we certainly thought of you all night long. We had you in our hearts. You're certainly a great community, and the fans, you're just outstanding. We thank the players so much, and I think the most important part right now is to have the parents of these guys please stand up and get a standing ovation. Our parents. After all the interviews and after all the celebration at the arena, we were walking out of the arena up the ramp, and we ran into this one individual sitting right in the wheelchair. It's David Collins. Trophy, you know, he just screamed out, he rubbed the trophy, and I said, David, we won this for you, and we did. I also would like to thank those that Coach Versad previously thanked, all the people in charge of transportation and tickets. He did an outstanding job as well. In our send-off assembly, the one person I did not wish luck at the state tournament, the person that has helped us out so much, and I'd like to thank her right now, Mrs. Olson. Please thank her. It's not easy being married to a grouch like this, I'll tell you that. But she hangs in there. She's an excellent individual. I just love her. This time, I'd like to introduce the squad. Our managers, Greg Burstein, Scott Springman, and Justin Taylor. Number 4, Wayne Mulkey. young men. On the first day up there, as we left the send-off assembly, we got to St. Paul Civic Center, we got to the arena, and of course, we had our first practice. So we got on the floor and we spent 45 minutes finding all the dead spots in the floor and trying to make a basket, and we certainly did a good job that day. That evening at 6:30, we had the welcome banquet, welcoming all 8 teams in the tournament. And you know, that night they asked us to say something a little bit different about the squad and so forth. But I remembered what had happened at Tuesday in one of the elementary gymnasiums as we went over there for the pep assemblies at all the elementary schools, the junior high and St. Mary's. And I had mentioned something about 1924, and that we had some players that were going to come to our send-off assembly from that team. Bob Harris over here. And, you know, if you figure this thing out mathematically, you're talking about an individual over 80 years old. And after our assembly in the elementary school, this little 5th or 6th grader came up to me and asked me if I was on that squad. We did have a very nice welcome banquet up there. I sat at the head table, and I sat with one of the chairmen from the Minnesota State High School League that was part of that banquet. And he nudged me as our players were standing in front of the head table, and he said, "A nice looking group. Much class coming from Owatonna." And I was very proud of them at that moment. Friday were identical days for us. Everything was the same as long as we won. And of course, that was, the victory in our first game of the state tournament. We were up at 8:30. We were over at the St. Paul Athletic Club. We had a first-class breakfast over there, as much as they could eat. The food was tremendous, and we received a lot of compliments, like Coach Herzog said. We got all kinds of compliments over there. After that, of course, we went on and played the first game in the afternoon. We had beaten Eden Prairie. After that, we went to Ciatis for good old spaghetti, Matt Holland's favorite dish. So we went over there and had our spaghetti meal. After that, we went back to the motel and rested a little bit. And then in the evening, we went to the evening games and watched some of that. We put the assistant coaches to work scouting so that we were getting ready for the Stillwater game. And of course, the guys then had to have some more pizza after the evening session. So they ordered some pizzas, and they were in their rooms at 10 o'clock. Lights were out at 10:30. So we were on a business trip. We wanted to win, and that was the reason we went up there. So that's what happened on Thursday and Friday. Saturday, everybody said, "This is going to be a long day." How can it be a long day when you're 2-0 in the state tournament? It can't be. And so we just had a great day Saturday. We had breakfast at the athletic club again. We went over to Hamlin University for a practice at 12:30. We weren't satisfied with just walking through the defenses and the offenses in the hotel, so we went over and were provided with the gymnasium at Hamlin. We walked through our offenses and defenses, and of course did some shooting over there. Then we had our pre-game meal again, yes, spaghetti, and we were ready for the ball game. After the victory, of course, we had a short session in the locker room. Everybody wanted to get back to the hotel. And of course, we did have a welcoming committee back there of probably 150 people. You'll notice today, I don't have on my lucky navy blue sport coat. As we were getting ready to go up to our rooms, to take off the sweaty clothes, and get into something more comfortable, my great friend Matt Holland walks up and says, "Coach, how about a lift?" They picked me up over to the pool and threw me into the pool and broke off. My assistant coaches are always right behind me, finding your advice, finding your help, all I had to do was turn around and they'd be right there. But at that moment, when they lifted me up, they're not such dumb guys, I'll tell you. They knew what was happening. They headed for the elevators and they were gone. Coach was going to go swimming. Today was a great day. We reminisced until 4 o'clock this morning, and all of a sudden, somebody said, we better get a little sleep. We're going to have a long day tomorrow. But it was just a great morning to wake up. The sun was shining, had all these smiling faces. And then we went down near the pool. They had tables set up for our breakfast down there. So we had breakfast by the pool. The food was great. We had all kinds of, some of the parents were there. Of course, the wives were there. We were able to sit down and relax and have coffee and have a great meal. And it was just outstanding to sit there with the cheerleaders and the players and just kind of think about, you know, we were the state champions. It was just great. We couldn't wait to get in the bus and start heading back home because that's where our hearts really wanted to be. And then to meet all the fans waiting for us, both in the cars as we came back, and then when we walked in the gymnasium, it was just overwhelming. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You know, the sea of blue just kind of eroded right down the interstate and into the gymnasium. It was just like it was in the arena last night as we sat there. We looked from the floor to the ceiling. It was nothing but the Owatonna fans, the sea of blue, and you people certainly should be commended for a great effort on your part. The city of Owatonna, thank you so much. I told the guys, you know, there won't be any more practices, and they said, good, no more lines to run, no more yelling, no more hollering, and things like that. But we've had so many great things to talk about this year. And some of the members of the press were asking me about, well, what about that winning streak? What about the pressure? What's going on in the minds of the players? And to be honest with you, if you'd ask one of our players how many games we've won in a row, I think they'd probably say something like 20-some, 18, I think. I don't know. Because they never looked at it as a winning streak to add the pressure. They looked at it as who's our next opponent. And so we went through the season picking up victory after victory after victory against some strong opponents in the Big Nine. And I think we can really compliment the Big Nine members because there's great basketball right here for you, year after year after year in the Big Nine. You don't have to go to the cities and worry about great basketball. We have it right here in our Owatonna gym with the Rochester schools, Winona, Austin, Elberly, Faribault, Mankato, and so forth. You have great basketball right here in the Big Nine, and the Big Nine coaching staff throughout the entire area here should be complimented for the caliber of basketball that you people get to see right here in this gymnasium. And so, you can see the importance of a great coaching staff, you know, in preparation for that caliber of basketball. We spend a lot of time and we want to be thorough every time we go out to meet one of our opponents, and of course we have to. But as we had gone through the season, picking up victory after victory, and approaching that goal, our first goal of Big Nine champions, it didn't seem like a winning streak, it was just getting the next opponent. And after we won that Big Nine championship, then we started thinking about the regional championship. And the first thing the guys were asking, who are we going to play? Who are we going to play? It wasn't, we have to win 3 games in a row. We never heard that at all. The comment was who we would play, and of course, we went on and beat Apple Valley, Lakeville, and Rochester Vale, and won the regional championship. Then we started thinking about the state championship, and we were not going to be denied. We put the greatest effort of the year into that first game against Eden Prairie. Now, there might have been a little bit of a psychological effect there because these guys like to sleep in a little bit, and they didn't want to play at 8:30 in the consolation round, so they put in a big effort for us against Eden Prairie. And so, as far as the winning streak and pressure, I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it on the players. I didn't notice it on the rest of the coaching staff. Well, somebody asked me last night about what about next year? You got Colander coming back. You got Floyd coming back. The varsity squad that was 15-1. But I'll tell you, it's very difficult to replace all of the guys that we had in the senior class. How do you replace, the guys that work so hard in practice? How do you replace a Charlie Hackerson? How do you replace a Dan Olson? How do you replace Mike Ebert? The guys that work very hard in practice to make the starting lineup an outstanding team. And how are you going to replace one of the best 6'5" defensive players in the Big Nine? How are you going to replace the guy that shut down 2 outstanding offensive players in the state meet? How are you going to replace that individual, Mike Mill? How are you going to replace an individual that showed improvement like Mike Isman did this year? He was really an outstanding shooter. He was really an outstanding shooter, but I hadn't concentrated on defense so much that he didn't concentrate on the offense like up there in the state. But if you think about what he did last night, he shut his man out. His man did not score one single point last night. How do you replace the guy you've been working with for 3 years, the Mr. Everything for us, the guy that has really stabilized your team? When things got tough for us, it was Matt Holland that stepped right up front and he took charge and kept the composure for the entire squad right there in his hand. How do you replace a 3-year starter? How do you replace an all-conference player 2 years in a row? How do you replace someone that's all-state academic? How do you replace Mr. Basketball finalists and the final 18 individuals in the state? How do you replace a young man that's going to play in the All-Star game for the out-of-state All-Star team against the Metro team March 31st and April 1st? How are you going to replace an individual like Matt Holland? It's going to be very difficult. Done more for Owatonna basketball than Len Olson could ever think of doing. He's been our leader, and he will be one of our great young men to look back upon forever. And you know, when you talk about next year, I think about the next game. And the next game, as far as I'm concerned, is the next game of life, which I know this guy will all be an All-American in. I'd like to introduce to you Matt Holland.
to thank a lot of people today too. First of all, these guys right here, the greatest team, best in the state, #1.